All right, welcome in. We've got Sitaux versus Vinchester. Vinchester's had a bit of a rough one here. I think just looking at the ladder a little while ago, ACCM, Sebastian, and Barrels all had their last game versus Vinch, and they were all wins over Vinch. So Vinch has had a bit of a rough one today, but hoping to start off well versus Sitaux. Sitaux's right up in there in the mix. So his current elo has slipped a bit. So he's going to need to get some wins under his belt. We've got a Malian Mirror here on River Divide, which I've seen Malians a decent amount, but I don't know if I've seen them on this map before. It seems like they're more often picked on some of the other maps, Isthmus and Hollow Woodlands. I think I've seen Malians on both of those a couple of times. We've got Archer opening for both players. Sitaux even adding in the second range. Also, I think Market came up for both players quite early. And we'll see how fast we want to go to the Castle Age here. Yeah, I will say, I think Malians have all of the tools they need to beat the Malians. So, I think our Malian player here will feel pretty good about their positioning, civ-wise. Alright, fletching in for both. Looks like Vinch is going to be the first to the Castle Age. But Sitaux's obviously going to have a bigger military here on the double range opening. Vinch adds in the second range now. We just go, I guess we're just going crossbow here, huh? For the Castle Age. I almost expected Archer opening into like Knights or something, but I guess that's tough because your opponent has camels too, always. Alright, Castle Age on the way for Vinch. Sitaux is not too far behind. We'll be able to click up here in the next couple seconds. But definitely has the bigger military forward right now. We're going to see how the micro does. Generally, I'd say Sitaux has better Archer micro than Vinch. Vinch not taking a terrible fight here, but he's going to get cleared up at the tail end. And he's going to be forced off this wood line. And things can get real bad real fast in Empire Wars. More archers show up, though, and no villagers die just yet. Okay, more archers arriving forward. Horse collar on the way in for Sitaux, who is, I suppose, just going crossbow as well. Mixing in a couple skirms here. Interesting. Malians do get fully upgraded crossbow in the Castle Age. Obviously, they miss out on a pretty important upgrade in Imperial Age, but they're okay for now. And I guess if your opponent doesn't get Bracer, maybe it doesn't matter. In the Mirror? Is Malian Arbalest viable in the Malian Mirror? I don't know. Probably not, right? It's still probably not good. Alright, Castle Age comes in for Vinch. He's going to get Crossbow Bodkin. He also drops the University immediately, so he's going to rush Ballistics. He has the res for it already. Sitaux's going to try and take a fight here before the upgrades hit. Maybe he's a little too deep into Vinchester's base, though. I guess if he's trading somewhat evenly, it's okay. And, well, he did trade pretty evenly. Crossbow upgrade hits now. So Sitaux's going to have to back up and wait for his upgrades. He has opted for Elite Skirm Bodkin instead of the crossbow upgrade. And has not rushed the University. He opts for a second TC instead. Vinchester drops a Siege Workshop in defense. And, well, Sitaux's going to have the eco lead here pretty soon. But obviously Vinchester's army is going to be a lot scarier damage-wise. I don't know if you can take a great fight against the skirms, especially if Sitaux can ever afford that last armor. But maybe if you're a big enough micro nerd with ballistics, maybe you can do it. Second TC completes for Sitaux. Eco is not in a great position here, but Sitaux will add in a couple more farms. Neither player has expanded out to the sides yet, and Vinchester's coming forward with some crossbow. So Scorpion defense at home against the skirms should do quite nicely. And then we'll see if Sitaux can defend. Looks like he has a little contingent group of skirmishers at home still. All right, and we're idling out for wheelbarrow here. Sitaux is interesting. Villagers going down in the back, being sniped by the skirmishers. Scorpions obviously good in stationary defense, but they're too slow to even chase the skirmishers around. It's not often the skirmishers are the most mobile unit on the field, but you know, it happens. More villagers trying to fight the skirmishers, not ideal. Another vill's going to go down as Vinchester's just going to send the survivors across the river. Mangonel rolling forward. It's only skirmishers out here for Sitaux. Theoretically, if you have enough of them, you can micro down Mangonels, but I don't know if that's ideal. Okay, I don't know. Vinch's... Okay, he's going to drop a TC right on the river. Interesting. I guess he hasn't scouted out here at all, so doesn't realize there are a couple nice places to drop a TC pretty close by. Skirms trying to get inside the minimum range of the Mangonel so they can snipe down the crossbows. Still missing that last armor, though, so the crossbows are actually doing pretty good damage against the skirms. And it's Sitau's turn to get a little nervous. That was a good first shot by Vinch. Oh, it's a free trade against the Mangonel. That's rough. And, well, good thing Sitaux has 2 TCs, because things are about to get a little spicy in here for him. Second TC completes for Vinch. He's still slowly transporting fills across. Takes a lot of micro to do this while you're also trying to not lose your entire army forward. Second armor coming in for Sitaux. His eco is not great back here, it's got to be said. It's a little rough. But more skirms have come out. Another Mangonel in defense. Really needs to kill this Mangonel to start to feel good about his position as more crossbows are heading in. They're actually going to explore the left-hand side here to see if Sitau's out there. He is not. Ooh, don't lose your transport ship for free. I guess they're only doing 1 damage per arrow, but still a little unfortunate. Skirms got nuked. Oof. First game of the day for Sitaux. It's fine. First day, it's fine. Still hasn't lost a villager, Sitaux, but feels like it's inevitable at this point. Crossbow's getting a little too close, though. Vinch focusing on something else. He's focusing on putting down his 3rd town center as Sitaux finally loses his first fill. TCs are about to start getting hit. Sitau's trying to expand out this way, but the crossbows are here, right? So I need to send some skirms over. They do have the armor now, so it's a much easier engagement for Sitaux to take versus the crossbow. It's going to be a nice fight. And still trying to chase down this Mangonel at home. Still trying to get the food eco sorted as well. He's been idled off a lot of farms, right? So idle TC time has been racking up for, well, both players. Another great trade for Vinchester. His Mangonel micro is so good. He's killed, what, like 2 or 3 Mangonels with this one? That was a nice crop shot, I think. Or maybe just an attack ground, actually. That was a crop shot. And finally, Sitaux will clear up that Mangonel. Things are still a little awkward out here, though. He's lost 3 villagers on this lumber camp. The skirms trying to deal with the Mangonel as well as the crossbows. Nice splits there for Sitaux. as he's trying to chase down these crossbows, but I think he's probably going to lose all these vills, right? Unless he can do a daring escape with the transport ship. Oh god. Oh no. Wait. Oh, he actually saves all but one of them. Look at how weak they are. Really not ideal targeting there for Vinchester. It's a nice save, but unfortunately it does rebuke his expansion attempts over here on the left-hand side. And we're running out of wood around the base is the issue, right? There's plenty of gold, plenty of stone. Wood is really the thing that runs out real fast on this map unless you can expand to the sides. So Sitaux's got to be a little bit careful here he doesn't run out. He does still have these little forests, tree lines, whatever you want to say. Nice attack on the crossbows there for Sitaux. But the night switch is coming in for Vinch. No upgrades yet, but even just a couple of knights can snipe down these mangonels and the skirms so nicely. This is a beautiful mix-in of units for Vinchester. These two knights are going to find so much value. He's looking for that other mangonel too. He's going to snipe skirms with the one knight, and he's looking for the other mangonel. I don't know if he could have... I think he probably saw that with his mangonel, right? Armor coming in, husbandry on the way for Vinch. Sitaux. Good attack ground, but it's not going to save the mangonel. As Sitaux is switching into Malian Cav Archers. Okay, they're also fully upgraded in the Castle Age, but really not ideal path to that. Sitaux has to force the issue here, trying to drop a TC out here. Needs to be able to expand, but there's still army out here that he's got to be real careful about. Good shot with the mangonel, really good shot with the mangonel. Castle over here for Vinch. I think Vinch is in a really, really good position. Being able to expand freely to his side of the... whatever you want to say. While, oh god, Sitaux has just not been able to. There's still a mangonel out here. Almost could have denied that almost could have attack grounded there and just killed that TC foundation. That would have been a disaster. Mangonel's still going to delay this TC, and now the knights are showing up. Sitaux mixing in a couple of his own. He's got the Cav Archers, quick wall there. Comes in. Beautiful quick wall, actually. Sitaux deletes the town center and then places it back down again. The mangonel was getting it real low on HP. I think Sitaux can get this TC up now, but he's now getting pretty close to 20 villagers behind. And it's a 4th TC for Vinchester. What a boomer. Eco's looking great here for Vinch, all around. Forging on the way. Gebetto being mixed in from the castle will do really... well, they'll do well against the knights. They're not ideal against the ranged units, really, but... we'll see. Vinchester's going to lose a vill. Oh, no. Nice little wiggle there at the end. And carts in for Sitaux. Castle at home for Vinch. Right in the face of all this military as well. Oh, God, I don't know. He's got to be a little careful here. He doesn't have that much military here. I think the castle should go up just because the military can fight long enough here. But that was a little risky. Mangonel sniped down by the castle. Skirms and lost quite a few Cav Archers there, Sitaux did. But Imperial Age on the way for Sitaux. Wow, okay. And we've got a castle coming up in the middle of the map. Vinch will click up pretty soon, but he's not there yet. He's still producing knights as well, so that's delaying his timing quite a bit behind Sitaux. Again, though, it feels kind of bad to be on Cav Archers here, right? Malian Cav Archers don't upgrade very much in the next stage. They get Chemistry, Heavy Cav Archer if you want, but again, no Bracer, no Parthian, so not ideal to be in this unit composition right now. It's much nicer for Vinch to be on Cavalry. Castle completes for Sitaux. He's going to be up to Imp in 50 seconds as Vinch is going to click up now. Ooh, loses that Mangonel. A little sloppy. Pure Age for Vinch, but he's 2.5 minutes behind. The position is so good for Vinch, but we'll see if Sitaux can take advantage of this timing opportunity here. 5th town center being added in for Vinch is kind of crazy. But I guess you're going to need to lock down your resources here. Chemistry clicked immediately. That's the big upgrade Cav Archers get. We still don't have Thumb Ring yet, which is a really big Cav Archer upgrade. See, Thumb Ring's the only... There we go. Thumb Ring clicked now. Arrives just not in time to deny that TC. All right. Trebuchet's on the way out. Once Chemistry comes in, we can add in Bombard Cannons from the Siege Workshops here, but the castles are going to start to take damage here. Finch still 1.5 minutes away from the next stage. And Cannon. Okay. I guess that feels okay. Hand Cannon is going to do alright against the Cavalry. And I guess it does okay versus the Gebetto. I'm just going to have to start repairing this castle. He has stone for days, so he has no issues repairing this castle. And, well, the Cav Archers are finding a good engagement versus Castle Age Knights. Chemistry's in, right? So their attack is pretty high at least. But they're still getting cleared up already. Like, Cav Archers are not the way for sure. Going forward. 2 Trebs now, 2 Bombard Cannons behind as Sitaux is going to prep the Camel switch. Okay. That's the composition I can get behind. Hand Cannon Camel goes pretty hard. Especially if your opponent doesn't have good archers, right? Inscription on the way for Vinch as he hits Castle Age. Cavalier on the way. Chemistry also being clicked. We're missing a lot of upgrades on these camels, it's got to be said. So it's going to be a slow switch. It takes a long time to upgrade the camels. Castle goes down, though. First castle is down. Vinch is going to go for another castle over on the side. The sides become the most important thing as the game goes on. There is still gold here for Vinch, but you really need to make sure you have long-term wood access, as Sitaux is also going to drop a castle over here. Alright, Stable's getting knocked down. Cavalier getting masked up, though. Farimba on the way for Vinchester. These Cavalier are going to rip through both the hand cannons and the camels here. +2 armor is now in for the camels, but I think this is still a really good fight for the Cavalier. Farimba is a huge technology. They do so much damage. I think the camels were too late. You need, like, your own Farimba. You need all the armor, all that kind of stuff before it starts feeling pretty good. Huge clear up for Vinch. Massive. Everything's dying. Snipes a lot. Well, snipes the trebuchets anyway. Sitaux kept the bombard cannons alive. Well, I think you just keep fighting there, do you not? I know it's under the castle, I guess. But I think sniping down the bombard cannons would be worthwhile here for Vinch. We're also reaching the point where Vinch is going to be overboomed if he keeps making villagers too much longer. He's already at 144 and making vills still. Farimba on the way for Sitaux. This fight becomes really awkward once Farimba is in for both players. Still missing some other upgrades are the camels, though. Elite Gebetto comes in for Vinchester. I mean, the Gebetto do quite well against the camels. Camels can kind of rip through Gebetto, too, though, now that Farimba's in. 7+6 attack is still going to do quite a bit of damage to these Gebetto. Okay, we're going to try and take this fight. Farimba just hit, though. I don't know if Vinchester is aware. Cavalier going down. We're getting the armor for the Gebetto. That's important, but they don't ever get super tanky. Been still losing buildings at the front as well. Okay, Sitau's going to start losing buildings. Between the Gebetto and the Cavalier, we rip through these buildings. Quick walls aren't going to last. Camels get their last armor, though. Iron casting on the way in. It's not the biggest upgrade. It's good, but obviously you already have so much attack that you can still take this fight first. Cavalier all go down. Gebetto. Well, like I said, they do a lot of damage, but they take a lot of damage. Oh, and they get hit by the bombard cannons. That was a huge attack in there from Sitaux. Can Sitaux win this? It feels like Vinchester's been ahead all this time, but the composition is just better for Sitaux right now. And the positioning is becoming better for Sitaux as he's still knocking on the doorstep of Vinchester's eco. Gebettos continue to mass up as Vinch is going to start switching into camels. Heavy camel is a very slow technology. It takes a very long time to research, so Sitaux still has time here. And there's a lot of eco back here for Vinch in the open. Camels usually aren't great for raiding, but if they get Farimba, they do a lot of damage to these villagers. And he's found the wood line. It's a massacre. It's a huge massacre. Oh boy. Eco KD skyrockets into Sitau's favor. 32-12 now. And Vinch is idled off of a lot of his farms. He does have quite a bit of farming eco set up over here, which is nice for him, but there's a lot of eco idled out. Vinch is into heavy camel, though. Already was fully upgraded besides the heavy camel upgrade, because he was teched into Cavalier, right? So, might swing back into a better composition for Vinch. I'm still not sure. I think I'd prefer Gebetto over hand cannons, just generally speaking, right? They're faster. Hand cannons die so fast. Camels as well. They're both pretty squishy units, so... Conscription's on the way in for Sitaux. He's lost a lot of his forward production buildings, though, now. Oh boy, the camels arrive in Vinchester's eco again. The second wave has arrived. And I don't know if Vinch has enough in his base to defend against this. He has so much army over here trying to push from the side that he doesn't really have the means of defending here. He did place this castle in the back, which is, I guess, nice for these farmers. But doesn't really protect his main base there. Sitau's got to be careful, though. 4 bombard cannons are taking shots at his castle now. Hand cannons do pretty good damage to the bombard cannons. They're enough to scare them back, at least temporarily, as light cav on the way for Sitaux. Farimba light cav are very, very strong. Vinchester also getting the production going on that. Obviously, they're going to lose to the camels, but long term, if gold is an issue for you... And we're probably getting to the point where gold is starting to look a little low. Obviously, there's still plenty around, but Vinch runs out of that gold. He's only got like 1,800 left over here. So yeah, he's getting close to running out. Sitaux has way more gold available to him, although it's also running out pretty quickly. All right, big fight, but the camels are just better, right? The camels are simply better than the light cav, and they're also sniping down the bombard cannons. All the bombard cannons are going down here. I think every single one of them dies here. Oh, saves 2. Saves 2 on 22 total HP. And Sitaux lost all of the camels, which, like I said, they're not super replaceable. Sitaux does have 2 relics right now, also has this one available to take. Vinch has these 2. And Vinch just collected 1, so... should be even on relics if both players want to take them. Gabetto, run in, snipe down a bombard cannon, but a lot of Gabetto go down. I don't know if that's worth it. That was like 10 Gabetto for a bombard cannon. Camels running in behind. They snipe down a bombard cannon. Like have trying to run down Sitaux's siege, but do not. Fudiko is way better for Vinch here, it's got to be said. Sitaux is overboomed a little bit here. 161 villagers is a lot. I guess you're not overboomed unless you're pop capped, but he's getting pretty close. More stables being set up over here. Also trying to drop another castle to lock these wood lines down. Like have get run down. More castles, just more and more defensive castles for Sitaux. Anywhere he has food eco, he wants castles in defense, right? Farimba Light Cav can do so much damage so quickly, you really gotta make sure you're well covered. Amel's trying to dive on the bombard cannons. I guess they do snipe 1, maybe that's worth it. All those cavalry units go down though. Treb caught out there. Oh, survives on 1 hit. Light Cav are going to run in. This is why you put the castles in your eco, but doesn't totally save everything, right? There's still a lot of villagers back here. Vinchester can carve through. Just passing, though. Light Cav diving on bombard cannons in the middle. Light Cav killing Vinchester's eco in the back as he is forced to drop a very defensive castle on his farms. Gabetto straying a little too close to the castle. Architecture and hoardings coming in for Sitaux, so his castles are going to be thick. A Tigui coming in for Vinchester. I guess may as well, right? If you've got all the upgrades for the castles anyway, you may as well turn your TCs into mini castles. Both players are on 3 relics. Sitaux does still have this relic available to him, though, if he can notice that it's there. Red Milk Crane coming in for Sitaux. Interesting. Okay, well, both players are pop capped. We're into our endgame compositions here. Both players are pretty much out of gold, except for the relic gold. Bombard cannons trying to get big shots in on the Gabetto. Navy going down here for Vinchester. He's actually making demo rafts, which I'd prefer if they were demo ships, but even demo rafts can do okay if your opponent's pushing through. Tigui now for Sitaux. Herbal medicine for Vinch. Okay, we do have to start. There is a time limit technically in these games. We still have 300 years left, but that is something to keep in mind, that sometimes you want to get all the upgrades you can for score purposes. If this goes too late. We are getting the War Galley upgrade for the demo, I guess. Cavalry run in again. Sniping Vills, but The castle, the Tigui TC is doing good damage. Still, that's probably worth it. Sniping some more vills is good. And Trebuchet here. Trebuchet and a Bombard Cannon working away on that castle. Vinchester can dive with the light cav though. Bombard Cannon goes down. There's no military here for Sitaux. Where's the military? It's all running through the back raiding, so the Treb goes down as well. Villager number is tanking here for Vinchester though. The raids have been really, really good for Sitaux. He's got another light cav contingency coming in from the front. We've got a surround. This could be a big clear up for Sitaux. Sniping these Bombard Cannons is huge, right? Without consistent gold access, they're extremely expensive. 2 of them go down. Light cav does get mopped up for Sitaux, but there's plenty more where that came from off the back of 73 farmers for Sitaux currently working. I mean, these fights are really bad with the Gebetto behind, right? Light cav versus light cav, but the Gebetto behind offers so much DPS. Makes a huge difference. This camel's going to bring this castle down. He's working away. No! It was a valiant effort. Sitaux did get that relic, so Sitaux has the relic advantage. And, you know, I think Sitaux might have this one. I was a little dubious about his positioning throughout most of this game, but he's clawed it back with just great raids. There's so much light cav here. Total population is maxed out for Sitaux. Vinch is struggling to stay above 150. Murder holes coming in for Vinch. We need to get the raids in here, just like run through, right? There's so much damage to be found back there. I think Sitaux may be a little too focused in on this area. There's barely any villagers left over here. Score is catching up. Like, Sitaux is losing a lot of... Like, the KD is slowly shifting back towards Vinchester here with these raids, right? Oh, this is a good fight. But that is something to keep in mind. If Vinchester just draws this one out late, you don't want to throw away your units too much. I also think just counter raids from Vinchester would be great here. You got to get yourself off the back foot, right? Right now you're just reacting to everything Sitaux's doing. I think you got to go forward a little bit at some point. Town patrol in for Sitaux. Crop rotation in for Vinchester. That's already in for Sitaux. Sitaux's massing up the Trebs. Oh boy, 4 Trebs. He wants to be able to push this castle down. Gotta be really careful with all these light cav here from Sitaux, though. Here we go. Gebetto in defense. Light cav in defense. There's even some demo ships coming out for Vinch. And we want to kill this castle. There are bombard cannons there for Sitaux. Vinch is going to think about sniping them, but if you throw away all your light cav, then Sitaux can just do the same against your Trebs, right? Okay. Gebetto running forward, trying to snipe the bombard cannons. They get 1. Light cav trading off underneath the castle. The Trebs are set up. There's 4 Trebs to this castle, even with all of the upgrades Sitaux got. It is going to be going down pretty quickly. Gebetto mostly survived. I think this castle goes down for Sitaux, which is huge for Vinchester. That's a big castle to bring down. Sitaux's repairing, but stone is not plentiful anymore, so can't do that forever. Castle goes down anyway. And there's a lot of light cav here for Sitaux, though. There's not much left for Vinch. He's going to have to pull his Trebs back. The Gebetto aren't enough. They need the meat shield in front, or they get ripped by the Farimba light cav, right? They really need that light cav in front. 1 Treb did go down. It didn't pack up fast enough. Demos? Gotta be careful here if you're Sitaux coming across here. Ooh, hand cannons left out to dry a little bit there. Look at the resources for Sitaux versus Vinch, though. It's so much in Sitau's favor. He's had an extreme villager lead for a while now. Vinchester had a lot of vills, but just didn't replace them after all the raids. There are some camels in here. They're going to take a pretty good fight. Gabetto behind are still really good. There's no castle to fall back to anymore. So you got to take a fight here at some point or lose a lot of ground. We're taking the fight. I think it's a terrible fight, though, with the Gabetto behind. Camels mixed in. It's a really good fight for Vinch. Military evaporating for Sitaux. Sitaux even got camels coming back out, but the camels go down real fast with the Gabetto. Vinch found more gold? Where did Vinch find gold? Oh! Vinch found 2,400 more gold back here. That's massive. That's so big, actually. That's huge. Like, have running in again. There is some eco in here again. Vinch actually did re-add in some of this eco. It's all gonna die again. I like this. Adding in more vills is important here for Vinch. He was running out of res. Quite a few camels have been added in for Sitaux. This is crazy, actually. This is a crazy game. Vinch trying to save his trebuchets. They're very valuable. Wood situation? There's still plenty of wood for both. Plenty of wood for both, don't worry. Timing check-in. We're down to 150 years. So we're getting there. Sitaux does still have score lead, but it's not by a lot. It's really not by a lot. Eco upgrades coming in here for Vinch. He's even getting stone shaft mining despite I don't think there's any stone left, but an upgrade's an upgrade, right? When you're thinking about score. Okay, we're coming out. There's a lot of hand cannons here. You really don't want to take a bad fight right now, because that can swing the score heavily. Vinch didn't even have the last armor upgrade on the Gabetto. If nothing else, that gold he found really gives him a lot of opportunity to get upgrades, right? So that's going to help his score quite a bit. Ooh, huge attack ground by the bombard cannons. That was beautiful. Took out a bunch of Gabetto. All right, we're thinking about a big fight here. The hand cannons are dealing a lot of damage from the back. Gabetto gets set up. They are getting sniped down by the bombard cannons, though. We gotta fall back to the river. Falling back into a castle fire. There's also still this demo ship here that Vinchester can potentially use if Sitaux gets too close. Oh, you gotta be real careful there. Good snipe. Gotta be real careful there. Reinforcements trickling across the face of Sitau's army as well. So those are free kills for Sitaux, which is not good for Vinchester at all. Setting up more production over on the side. Army just looks better here for Sitaux right now. Another demo. Gets a lot of damage in on those camels, though. Like, have diving, Gabetto trying to hunt down the bombard cannons. They'll take kills against the cavalry if they can, though. And they're going to have to fall back as so many light cav here from Sitaux. Military numbers are not that different. It just feels like Sitaux has so much more. And, well, Gabetto find a nice little place to sit. Castles are doing a lot of damage on both sides against Sitau's army. I don't know if that was good or not. Like, you want to push, but at the same time, if you're throwing units into the meat grinder here against two castles, that's a lot of score for your opponent, right? Heavy demo ship coming in for Vinchester. Gabetto Trying to snipe down bombard cannons. They're getting a lot of damage in here. They're getting so much damage in here. Military numbers are now in Vinchester's favor. Where's the meat shield in front for Sitaux? It's not there. He's producing out of so many stables. But the army is pushed into the hand cannons. Gold units going down on both sides. Bombard cannon's getting good snipes on the Gebetto. Bombard cannon goes down there, though. Now it's Vinchester that's running out of units at the front. Trebuchet, what are you doing here? It goes down. Ugh. Score switch. Score switch for Vinchester. Bombard cannons go down. That was a terrible fight for Sitaux. Where are all these siege units going? That's so much gold that just went down for Sitaux. Sitau's selling everything. He's got no res left. That also hits your score pretty hard if you don't have any resources banked up. This is going to be a good clear for Sitaux, though. The Gebetto out of position. And Vinchester lost track of them, it looks like. They're going down for free versus the light cav. So Vinchester's through all of that gold, so it's just relic gold out here again. 75 years left. 75 years left. The scores are even. This is definitely a score victory. I don't think either player loses from here before the score countdown. The big ol' army for Sitaux again. He has so many stables here. How many stables does Sitaux have? 25 is crazy. I don't think Vinch is too far behind. 18? That's a little bit far behind. Sitaux takes the score lead again. He's only a couple hundred ahead, though. You gotta start rushing upgrades, I think. Now, if there are any left. We're down to 60 years. Yeah, killing buildings is really good here. That gives you a lot of score. Obviously, killing units. Banking up resources is also good here. Killing units is really good if Vinchester has a good fight here, and I think he does. He's got camels mixed in here with the light cav. Well... Sitaux yeah, it's not a good engagement for Sitaux at all. He has to delete the siege workshop. Vinch takes score lead again. Now Sitaux takes it back. It seems like a pretty even fight, all things considered. There are still some Gebetto back here laying in the DPS from behind, though. Oh god. I honestly can't call it. It's so close. Score is flip-flopping like crazy. Raids coming in from the back are good if you're actually killing units, but if you're just losing units for free, it's really bad. 35 years? Vinch has the lead, but it's by literally 10 points when I looked at it. We're building more stables here. 30 years left. Is it 1:15? Is that the cutoff time-wise? Or is it before that? 25 years? 24? 23? It's definitely before that. Killing these, like, building these stables was actually bad. We need more techs. Fortified wall. Vinchester is ahead by a couple hundred points. Sitaux needs to kill as many buildings as he can right now. 16, 15 years left. Heated shot. Guard tower. Sitaux, we need more technologies here. Sappers, hoardings. We're getting everything here, Vinches. And I think he's going to be able to win. He's 500 score ahead now, as long as he doesn't lose his castle in the next couple seconds. Yeah, 7 years left. I think it's 1:15 is the cutoff, so we've only got a little bit left here. And I don't think Sitaux is going to get back that score lead. I think Vinch has done just enough. 2-1. And barring a miracle here, Vinchester wins off score. Oh boy. Crazy. That's the first score game I've seen since this Red Bull has started, right? I don't think I've seen any other game go to score yet. Vinchester getting all those techs at the end. Clutch. I don't know if Sitaux... Oh, yeah. Sitaux didn't notice. Sitaux says, WTF, I forgot. Sitaux says, I had so many things in queue, was timer over, it went so fast. So Sitaux wasn't paying attention and Vinch was. Wow. Yeah, you need to unqueue everything so that you have all the resources available to you. You need to get all the upgrades, right? So Sitaux was still missing a lot of stuff that are cheap, right? Even just like Squires, Arson. You want to be getting those. Like, I guess not monk techs, but there are some pretty cheap upgrades in here that you can get. Obviously, Sappers is really good. Long game. This is as long as it can go. This is literally, we went to the timer, so this is as long as this game can go in Red Bull.